Let's do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 book challenge. I saw this tag on Ellen Catherine's Instagram, so I thought I would do it in like a video form. So you have five prompts, and I decided to change slightly 2 of them, but I'll let you know which they are, just because I wanted them to fit more with what I wanted to talk about. So let's start. The first one is 5 books I love. The first one I want to talk about is On Its Way. I've ordered it, but didn't receive it yet, and it's Empire of Flame and Thorns. I started reading this series last month, and I really enjoyed the first 2. The third is but the first 2 I had such a great time reading those books. So yeah, this is about like dragons and fae, and the fae are oppressed by the dragons, dragon shifters, and there's like a tournament that the fae can do to gain some freedom, but there's like plot twists, cliffhangers. It's very good. I really enjoyed this one. The next one is Warrior, Princess, Assassin. So I was interested in this book, and then I realized it was a white shoes, and I was like, ooh, that's quite interesting. I don't have it physically. I had it before, but already sold it because I enjoyed mostly like the character dynamic between the 3. So in this one, the princess is supposed to marry the warrior, who's also the king of another country, but she always had a crush on her childhood best friend, who's the assassin. And so they try to like stop the fact that she's gonna marry the king, but then she realized that she's attracted to the king, and then the assassin is realized that the kid is also attracted to the king, but also attracted to the princess, and there's also a political intrigue. So I really enjoy the character dynamic. I was literally kicking my feet every time something happened. I was like, ooh. So I don't have the book physically anymore, but I'm still gonna continue the series when the next one comes out. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was quite original, especially in the fantasy setting, and the way that you felt everything that the character felt, and you understood where they were coming from. If I was to nitpick on something, it's like the princess, I don't really remember her name. She was quite naive, which is understandable because she was quite sheltered, but maybe a little bit less naivety would have been better for me, but I still really enjoyed this book. The next one, I already talked about it on my channel, is The Friendship Fling. I feel like people should read this one. It's like a fake friendship, and then they start to have feelings for each other. It happens in London. It's, again, I'm a very character-driven person in my stories. In there you have like the 2 characters, but you also see a lot about London. And yeah, you feel everything that they feel. You feel the tension. You feel everything. I really enjoyed this one. And of course it's gonna be on my top of the year. And then I think I talked about this one or talked about the second one, but actually I really loved the duology as a whole. But yeah, the Crimson Moth duology. You follow a witch and a witch hunter, and they fall in love, and he's trying to capture her, but he doesn't know that she's the witch, and she tries to trick him. Really recommend it, really enjoyed it. And the next one was quite surprising how much I enjoyed it. It's Must Love Moss and Moonshine, and I was quite surprised because the main trope is amnesia, and it's one of the tropes I hate the most. But again, it's a cozy fantasy, and you follow 2 characters. One who is like a presence in the forest and is like the keeper of the forest, and another one, she's like a traveling merchant, and she's kind of tired of traveling all the time. It doesn't have any roots in anywhere, and she would like to find her person, and then she gets amnesia. Again, you felt the connection between the 2. You felt the really coziness of the story. It was really sweet. It was really heartwarming, and I really enjoyed the 2 characters together. Like, how many times can I say that I'm a character-driven story person? But I really recommend this book. It's a prequel to a series. Unfortunately, I DNF'd the first technically the first book in the series, and I read the second one. It was just okay, but I really recommend this prequel, and it reads really quickly. I don't remember the number of pages, but I think it's less or around 200 pages. But yeah, I really recommend this one. Next is 4 books on my TBR. So in this one I have 2 physical books and 2 books that are, one is not out yet and one is on my tablet. So the first book on my TBR I would like to get to quickly is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I tried reading this book during the summer, but something happened in my personal life and I didn't want to continue and link what was happening in my life to the story, so I stopped reading it. But it's been years since I wanted to read this book. It's about like you can get sick and like somebody can get in your mind, like a spirit, I think, and most of the time people who get sick are like captured and or killed, and you follow Elspeth. I don't think I pronounced it correctly. Elspeth. And she got sick, but she didn't get caught, and now she has like a type of spirit demon in her mind, and she has to do something for the kingdom, and I think she teams up with the prince. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this one, especially because I read The Night and the Moth by the same author this year and really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's one of the books on my TBR. The next one is Anathema by Kari Lake. To be honest, I don't really know a lot about this story. I only know that it's about a forest and a woman going inside the forest because somebody wants to kill her and she wants to save herself, so she goes in like the forbidden forest. And inside the forest there's the lord of the forest, and he wants to protect her. And that's everything I know about this book, but I'm still very excited to read this. And the next one is the 4th book in the Empire of Flame and Thorns. I don't remember the name of the series, but the 4th book. Like I said, I read the first 2 books in the series, really enjoyed them. Read the 3rd one, was and I still need to read the 4th one, which came out like a month ago. But I want to wait a little bit because the next and final book in the series comes out in February, and I don't want to have a long time between the two books. So I think I read this one maybe at the end of December, start of January, so I don't have to wait a long time before reading the last book. And I forgot to say this book is called Realm. I have such a hard time saying this word, Realm of Wind and Vines. And the last book I'm going to talk about for this prompt is My Blade, Your Back, and it's the 2nd book in the duology. When I'm filming this video, the book comes out in like 2 or 3 days, but when I'm publishing this video, the book will already be out, and I probably would have already read it. It's the 2nd book in the duology, with the first one being Your Knife, My Heart. I tried to read Leave Me Behind by the same author a few months ago, and I DNF'd it because I didn't really like the way that the sex scenes were incorporated in the story. It didn't make me feel really good. And then when I read like what the plot was going to be, I didn't like the ending of the book, so I was quite happy to DNF it. But this one I really enjoy. It's kind of a dark romance because you follow like a army team mission, but with like bad people have done wrong in their lives. But then the main guy is like being medically changed, like they keep giving him pills. Is like the guinea pig for like treatments to then give to the whole army and the military. So it's quite difficult because you see how his mind and his brain has changed. So you feel a lot for him, even if he's not a good guy at all. But I'm really excited to read the 2nd book because it's the end of the duology. Again, I'm not gonna spoil it, but at the end of the first one there was a cliffhanger with a trope I don't like. A trope I talked about in this video. So I hope it will get resolved quite quickly, but I'm still excited to see where the story continues and ends. So the next prompt is one I changed slightly. So at first it was 3 books I always recommend, but I'm not the type to recommend books, so I just said 3 books I recommend. the slight change, yeah. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is because I don't really understand the ratings of this book. I even read some reviews and I'm like, yeah, I really don't understand. And it's A Tale of Mirth and Magic. This one is a cozy fantasy. Again, don't remember the names of the two characters, but you follow a main female character, and she's been like hunted because she defended herself when somebody was harassing her, but now he sent a lot of people after her, and then she teams up with the main male character. Is gonna help her to escape the people hunting her, and you follow their journey, just going through the woods, going through different towns, going to different inns. And I really enjoyed this story. Again, very character-driven story. You felt for both of them. The guy was really sweet, not naive, but you could feel like he has been hurt in the past, so he didn't do a lot, and he was just trying to not get noticed, but he's very tall and is also violet, purple, so it's quite noticeable. And she was also very sweet, and they had a lot of great conversation, and to me they had a lot of good communication. And so yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and the rating is like a 3.56, and I don't really understand the rating, so that's why I would recommend this book, at least try this one. The next book I'm gonna talk about, I already talked about it once or twice in videos, and it's Black Heat by Bex Hogan. Again, I really want to recommend this book because it has less than 300 reviews and Goodreads, and it deserves so much more. So much more people need to read this book. It's a feminist story, and you follow 3 different female characters during the war, but you have like a princess, you have like a midwife and a blacksmith, and you follow their journeys during the war caused by men, and you see how they act and then how they interact with each other towards the end of the story. The ending is completely heartbreaking. I'm still not over the ending, but you should really read this book. There's like a little bit of romance, but again, it's not the main focus of the story. The main focus is just following these 3 girls and women. It's like upper YA or just new adult, but again, not new adult in the sex type of thing, but just new adult with the age of the characters. But yeah, you should read this book. Yeah, I was talking about the war, but fantasy war, not the real war. But yeah, you should read this one. And the last one I'm gonna recommend is The Second Death of Locke. First, I'm just gonna recommend this book because of the cover. If you had to like summarize me with an image, it would be this cover. I found this cover so beautiful, and I would recommend this one mainly because not mainly and I would recommend this one for a few reasons. The first one is the setting and the atmosphere. So in this book they are at war, they are on the battlefield, and it's not pretty. You could feel like, when I was reading the book, I could feel like the cold. I could feel like being like wet because of the rain. You could feel like them not being happy with the way that they were living because they are at war. But I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I also really enjoyed the relationship. So you follow Gray and Kier, and they are a team. She has the power and he has the ability to summon her power to then use it. So they're important to each other because of that, but also they have been friends since childhood. But they also have had feelings for a really long time for each other, but they have never said it to each other. So that, again, very character-driven story person. So I really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't like, which made it not like a favorite to me, it's because, again, it was a character-driven story for like the first half, and then it's like political driven story, and then it becomes again a character driven story. So if that's your thing, let's go. I don't mind political driven story, but it was like the contrast between character and then political and character. I was like, okay, but you feel the yearning so much between the two characters. I think I'm gonna buy this book. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna reread this book, but I really enjoy the cover. I really enjoy the story, even if the political aspect made me feel like, I just wanted the characters to be together and to talk to and feel things for each other. But yeah, I really recommend the story. And one good thing about this story is that the character arc of the two main characters of Gray and Keir is over in this book, so I think it's gonna be like interconnected standalone stories, and I think that's a good thing, and I think that's quite original with like romantasy and fantasy. So yeah, recommend this one. The next prompt I changed again. Originally it was two recent reads, but I decided to talk about two recent reads I didn't like. And the last book I finished is one of them, and it's To Cage a Wild Bird. This book is a dystopian story, a little bit sci-fi, but just with the technology. There is not any power with any characters. So in this world, it's like the second civil war in the USA happened, and now the country is very contained, is much smaller, and you have three different castes, and you can easily get imprisoned if you did anything. Even if you stole a little bit of food, you get in prison. But the thing is, in this prison, the rich can pay to then hunt you and kill you. So it's very important for this society that people are in the prison, because otherwise they don't get any money. So that was quite interesting in theory, this thing, but to me this book fell very flat. You can imagine what the themes and the darkness of the story could have been, but to me it was like, I was not like, okay, because again, it's quite heavy themes, but I didn't feel anything toward the characters or towards the difficulties they could come upon. And even like the gruesomeness, I didn't feel anything towards that, especially again the romance between between the male female character, and you can easily guess which the other character is. Didn't feel they say to each other that they love each other, and I'm like, don't see anything. I don't feel anything. What do you love about each other? Nothing. But again, I'm quite disappointed because the themes were really good, but I don't feel like they were really executed well. And this one, I don't really understand the high ratings of this book, but especially because it's supposed to be an adult book, but to me it read like a YA book. The main female character is 23. She could have been 17. That would have been the exact same thing. So yeah. And the second book I really didn't like is Blackthorn. To be honest, I don't really know how to introduce this book to you. Basically, the grandmother of the main female character has died, so she comes back to the town for the first time in like 8 or 9 years. And then stuff happens in the town, but the book didn't know if he wanted to be like speculative fiction, not supernatural, but like paranormal fiction. If it wanted to be a little bit of fantasy, no idea. And again, the main relationship between the two characters, you didn't feel anything. And every time the main female character annoyed me because she was all bark, no bite. She kept saying stuff to the main guy, and in my head I imagined her being like, I said that to him, but she kept saying but she kept saying mean things to him, but she kept wanting to see him, spend time with him, and I'm like, again, all bark, no bite. And the ending, it's very open-ended, so you don't know again if it was speculative fiction, just fiction, if it was like a mystery. You have no answers because the ending was open-ended, which I think, and I know that it was on purpose, but I really didn't enjoy this book and I don't recommend it. And the last prompt I have to talk about is my current read, and it is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. It's a fall cozy romance. I mean, you could have guessed that with the cover. And it's in this one, the mother of the main heroine died, and she had bed and breakfast. So the heroine comes into the town to be now the owner of the bed and breakfast until her sister graduates. But then she falls for the neighbor, and the neighbor is the baker, and he also has two daughters. And to be honest, this book is almost 500 pages, and I'm like at 338 pages. And I was not intimidated by the length of the book, but I was like, how much can you say? How much do you need to say in a contemporary romance with 500 pages? But I read all this in a little bit more than 24 hours. It reads really quickly, and I understand the need to talk a lot, to have a lot of words in this book. Because this story is like strangers to friends to lovers, and to be honest, at this point, not a lot of lovers has happened, but you feel the connection, you feel the link they have with each other, the fondness they have with each other, but they also know that they don't know if the relationship, like the romantic relationship, could continue if they started it, so that's why they're quite hesitant. So I really enjoy the story. It's not gonna be a favorite, but I really enjoy it. I really also enjoy the fall aspect. It's not like over the top, but it's very cozy, so yeah. I would recommend this one also, actually. So that was it. That was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 book challenge. I hope you learned about some new books, or maybe you want to do this tag, so don't hesitate to do this tag. That's the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!